In hindsight, do you think you should have?
No, I mean, that wasn't the problem. We had a vibration in the inner rear end gear, and we changed that, and that fixed it. So it looks like we had the same problem on both the 29 and the 30.
See you next week. Thank you.
4 races in, Kevin Harvick has not yet had a top 15 finish. Here's Ryan Newman and Ward Burton battling for 8th.
And I don't care how much you want to talk about it, there was no expectations, nothing to compare to last year when he hopped in that car. Had a great year. This year, a lot of high expectations, and they're not being met.
Sterling Marlin right with them, running in 10th, the Winston Cup point leader.
And that's just pressure, Mike. That's the pressure you feel, trying to fill some big shoes and keep it going. And as I think about that, it could be also the addition of another car. They got 3 cars this year instead of 2.
And still have the 2 Busch teams going as well.
Busch teams as well, so there's a lot of work going on up there.
Fuel may become an issue. If we stay green, some teams are going to be very close to running out of gas. Matt?
Mike, I talked to Chris Woodward, the engine tuner for Tony Stewart's Pontiac. He told me they are probably 2 laps shy. Stewart trying to win his first race here in Atlanta. Remember, he's on the longest drought, the longest winless streak since he won a Winston Cup race. Now 15 races.
He is right in Kansas tire tracks and now looks high. Jack Roush, Robbie Reiser, they're burning up that calculator, Larry.
And you have to figure so many things into it. If all of a sudden on this run right here, your driver comes on the radio and he says my car's pushing, then it's going to be use more fuel with it pushing.
Yeah, they don't need to do all that. Just listen to Larry. He's got this all figured out. He figures it from the get-go.
Yeah, but look at Tony Stewart. He's not saving gas.
No, he knows he can make it.
Zoom, right to the front.
And if you're short, you're short. There's no sense in conserving. You know you're going to have to come to pit road.
48 laps to go. 7 different leaders now. 31 lead changes. 2 shy of the
we can make it.
Attaboy.
All right. That is a great feeling right there.
Caution is out here at Atlanta. A big puff of smoke from Brett Bodine's car as he rolled off into turn number 3. He has coasted into the garage, and the caution is out.
And pit road will be busy.
That last 100 miles.
And all that strategy out the window.
Yep. The dreaded smoke out the tailpipe.
Tough day for NASCAR's sole remaining owner-operator, Brett Bodine, who owns as well as drives that car. Here they all come. Jeannie.
Oh, give me some fuel. That's what the 17 team is taking. Even though they knew they could have made it, Jack Roush just went on the radio and said, hey, Matt, the 20's not going to be able to make it, but we can. But as you said, all that out the window, so sure they'll get fuel, and sure they're going to get 4 tires, and then get the heck out of here and finish this race. Steve?
Well, Judy, just prior to the caution, I asked the 97 crew if they could make it on gas, and they weren't sure. They'll take 4 tires, no adjustments to Matt Yocum.
No adjustments for the 20 car. Tony Stewart, Chris Spider-Gillen cleans the windshield on the inside and out, and Tony Stewart is gone to Nick.
Earnhardt Jr. had a good stop that time. The last one has been the worst of the day. This one was a good, quick stop. It is just what they needed. Jeannie.
Just what the 17 team did not need. That front left tire got stuck. They had a hard time making the change and lost a lot of time in the pits. That's very disappointing considering the great stops they have had all day.
Tell you whose bunch had a good stop. Terry Labonte was one of the quick cars out. We'll see where he ends up in the order.
Well, I tell you who rolled the dice, changed 2 tires with Ward Burton in that 22 group.
A couple of guys did. Struggle on the left front. For a team that has been flawless. They've been flawless all day at Rockingham. They were great at Las Vegas last week and came at a bad time, boys.
Good job.
Good job, guys. Good job, John.
A lot of attaboys in Tony Stewart's pit.
Joe Gibbs right there with them.
boys. Good job.
Yeah.
The way they came off pit road, Ward Burton, Tony Stewart, and Terry Labonte. We'll be right back.
NASCAR Winston Cup Series on Fox, presented by Home Depot, is brought to you by the Home Depot, NASCAR's home improvement warehouse.
40 laps to go when they come around to get the green flag.
But you should look at the efficiency here. Tony Stewart comes in first, goes out second. Right here, a good stop, 14.8. But now look, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch. Look at the difference right here, 48.7. We saw it over there on the pit stop a while ago, but Kurt Busch, a real loser, comes in third and goes out 12th. So both the Roush cars losing on that pit stop.
Not too good.
Ward Burton, Daytona 500 winner, has clear sailing ahead as they get the green. Tony Stewart, Terry Labonte, Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Ricky Craven, Ryan Newman, and point leader Sterling Marlin.
He has clear sailing, but he only has those two right side tires. And there's been a lot of guys that can handle two tires. Ward Burton, the only one that can. Steve, why did the 97 lose so much ground?
Well, there, Jimmy Fennick told Kurt Busch as he exited pit road, we had a problem with lug nuts on the left rear tire, and that's why they lost so many positions.
Here comes Tony Stewart, 4 fresh tires off turn 4. Ward Burton going to make that car nice and wide.
Yeah, I don't see no way. There's no way you can hold off that 22 car on 4 tires. Matt, what's going on with the 24?
Well, DW, that team did not want to see that caution come out because remember, he was one of the 3 other Hendrick cars. Jimmy Johnson stayed out, but the 5, 25, and 24 came in the top off. They could have gone the distance. They didn't want to see that caution.
All that strategy for naught. Everybody now has the fuel to go to the checkered flag. Stewart for the lead inside of Ward Burton.
I don't believe he can hold off those 4 tires on that good a race car. Not for long. I mean, 2 tires obviously can run pretty good, but he can't run good for long.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that Budweiser car, he's up there with his 4 fresh tires too, all over the back of Tony Stewart at 20.
22's got some giddy up, I tell you that.
Jimmy Johnson coming into the picture on the low side, then Ricky Craven and Ryan Newman.
Needs to slide up right there, can't quite do it. Tony does, can't quite make the move. Boy, I tell you what, the 31 car and the 88 over there off the turn 2, ooh, that got exciting.
Ward gets a good run off the corner, though.
Got that high line up there on the outside.
And the high line's a little easier.
Whoa, trouble, turn 2.
Big.
Around goes Johnny Benson, and in the cloud of smoke, cars go spinning.
Bill Elliott, the 9, and he's in the inside wall.
Race to the caution. Side by side, it'll be too close for me to call.
20 car.
Ward Burton. Ward Burton.
20. 44 got his lap back, but I believe the 20 car on the inside looked ahead to me.
Benson moving. I think that was Bill Elliott. He just drove past, stopped against the inside wall. That's once Benson got sideways. There's John Andretti. Once Benson got sideways, was smoke everywhere. Boy, and there's Elliott, the pole sitter.
They were just really racing. The 31 just about put the 88 up in the wall over off of 2, and then that time somebody did get in. They're all wadded up over there.
Well, they won't be ringing the bell at the pool hall in Dawsonville this afternoon.
No, they won't.
A lot of damage to Johnny Benson's 10 car.
Guess who else is in that wreck? 36.
Schrader?
Quite far off.
I think he is. Or, no, I tell you what, this is Andretti's car, that yellow car. It's painted. He's
going to make it back around. So is Jerry Nadeau.
Yeah, Schrader wasn't in it. That's all that yellow car. I thought that was him.
There's Benson up high outside of Andretti.
Over in turn 2.
Ooh. Just gets loose.
43.
43.
And then tips Nadeau to the wall.
Bill must be coming along here in the smoke. Can't see.
There he is. Just flashing past on the outside.
Yeah.
Back to the inside.
Jerry Nadeau, he got up against the wall enough to get the quarter panel down on the tire.
Oh, he got into the wall hard. Nadeau did.
Darrell, explain. The back end on Andretti's car started to come around. How is it he hit Benson with the front end?
Well, what happens is it comes off the corner, the back end starts to come around, you correct to the right. When the car straightens itself back up, you just no driver's quick enough to keep the car heading back to the left. Or back out to the right again. It just bobbles.
Okay, JB.
I hate that sound.
That's not a good sound.
I hate that sound. But the car snaps, Mike. The back end comes out, and you try to steer into it, and it comes back so quickly that it goes right back to the right.
So you use up a lot of racetrack trying to get straightened out.
If you're by,
and there's another car there.
If you were by yourself, you might be able to save it. But when there's somebody there, you just shoot right back into them.
One of the pre-race favorites, Jerry Nadeau. aerodynamically challenged after his involvement in that crash. Ward Burton is judged to have beaten Tony Stewart back to the line, but only by an inch or two. We're under caution at Atlanta. We'll be right back.
Welcome back live to Atlanta. Closing in on the finish here. The current Winston Cup point standings. Sterling Marlin, these are up to the moment your leader. 6 straight top 10 finishes. And Ward Burton, Daytona 500 winner, currently leading this race in the Busch Series after 3 of 34 races.
You sitting right there, you got former truck champion Jack Sprague leading this, but the veteran Randy Joe in second place, followed by Jason Keller, as well as Michael Waltrip and Greg Biffle.
Craftsman Truck Series sponsored by Sears. Robert Presley out of Asheville, North Carolina, leading Ted Musgrave, and that's after just 1 of the 23 races in the Truck Series. All right, quickly here, let's talk about the stretch run. Just over 100 laps before. We've had 6 cautions, so it's getting tight towards the finish. Why is that happening?
Well, I think it's just because we're here in Atlanta, for one thing. Always have great races, and the finishes are fantastic. And right now, the way things are kind of getting sized up, I don't think we're going to be disappointed at all today, because it's going to be a wild and woolly one. I think we still are in for a lot of action. 33 lead changes, which sets a record for a spring race here in Atlanta. Let's go back upstairs. Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, and Darrell Waltrip.
16 lead lap cars now, led by Ward Burton. A Dodge hasn't won here since 1977. Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr. third, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, the front 5.
Look at these hot rods. They're going to be down on the inside there. Jeff Burton and Ricky Rudd and several good cars down the inside trying to get that lap back, which is always complicates matters for the leader.
Craven, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte, Marlin, and Busch, the top 10. Then Jarrett, Kyle Petty, Kenseth, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, who just stopped for 4 fresh tires at the end of this caution, and Buckshot Jones. Those are the lead lap cars. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Green, green, green. Get up to speed. A little over 60 miles an hour. Start-finish line over 100 miles an hour.
Oh, these 800 horsepower, it doesn't take long to get up to 170 miles an hour. By the time you hit high gear, you got her rolling, buddy.
31 laps to go.
Car smoking back here in the middle of 1 and 2.
I think that's Shauna Robinson. It is. She is running 12 laps off the pace in 36th position. Field comes back around with Burton leading. We've tied the record for lead changes in this race, 33.
We're going to have one more.
At least.
Just remember, Ward Burton, he has those 15-lap extra laps on his left side tires, and Tony Stewart, he goes to the high side, working the high side.
That's just another thing I love about the tires this year. I mean, last year you couldn't, or 2 years ago, you couldn't get 2 tires. You had to get 4. Now you've got options. You can get 2, you can get 4, you don't have to get any if you don't want to.
How about this 8 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr.? He's coming to life here. These final few laps running the bottom of the racetrack.
A 3-car breakaway. Jimmy Johnson 1 second back of the leaders in 4th.
Ward Burton's been working the high side in 1 and 2 and go to the bottom in the turn 3 and 4.
I saw another car get up there. I think it's a 97 car slid up in that outside wall off 2 over there. Boy, it's getting tough over there. Dale Jarrett got into the wall over there by the 31 car. I think it's wounded him. I think it's wounded the 97.
Let's have a look. What happened to Kurt Busch? Did he get up in the wall?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's okay. That's okay.
Just has to gather it back up.
Got to get all the stuff knocked off his tires, and he'll be all right.
Bill Elliott's been released from the care center. He is okay.